But Sapna as well is with us. Before that, I'm just going to reiterate all the numbers that we've gathered on Cipla so far. The PAT at 474.5 crore rupees is definitely a beat as opposed to the ET Now estimates. A big beat on the revenue as well, 4396 odd crore rupees, EBITDA at 909 and margins of 20.7% versus a comparable of 17.5%. Sapna, how do the numbers stack up vis-a-vis your expectations?
Yeah, there's been a slight beat on my numbers as well. So, from what we have seen, we were expecting a PAT of 400 crores. So, yes, there has been a beat of around, to that extent, a beat of around, 20% on the PAT. But I guess a major reason for this is also, the higher other operating income. If you see, that number has actually boosted up. That's 132 odd crores that they've reported. So that's an anomaly where, the difference between the EBITDA margin also comes in. At the operating level, the performance is very much in line. We were expecting somewhere around 17.5%, 18%, and that's where the numbers have come in. So I think the larger beat is, one, because of the higher other operating income, and secondly, the higher, a slightly higher tax, a slightly lower tax rate than what we were expecting.
We've got Pankaj also with us to just break down those numbers further. Pankaj?
So the margin numbers is looking pretty good, but it's not that it's a great set of numbers. 19.8% is what the street was anticipating in percentage term, but they've done close to about 20% plus. But again, the other operating income is very high, which even the other guest was pointing out too, and that probably may be a one-off, but we'll wait for the management comment. Now, when you talk about Cipla, it's very different, when you compare it to some of the other names. So it has a 50% India business, 50% US business, and that itself makes it quite different versus some of the other names. We don't have the breakdown of sales, but when you look at the India business, it's been very, very lumpy in the last couple of quarters, and maybe it's been lumpy again this time on the growth side. So that's what we are looking for. Secondly, when we talk about the US business, last 2 quarters have been great. They've had a one-off item in their number. This time around it was expected to probably soft down, but maybe a few days could have just trickled in onto that exclusivity. You never know about such push effects that happen, and that's one of the key reasons the street will await for more details to come in. We will be getting in touch with the management. We'll try to get the breakdown of the sales numbers on India front as well as what's happened with the US front, and the other operating income which is there, which is slightly on the higher side. I think it is something which needs an explanation. It could be a recurring number which continues to happen, but in most of the cases in some of these pharma names, it's not been that it's not been the case for the other operating income. So we'll wait and watch for more details. First take, EBITDA is good. Sales is looking good, largely led by the Indian business, maybe one-off in US as well, and that has trickled down PAT to be higher, but also led by slightly lower tax rate.
Oh yeah, that really seems to be the case. Cipla spiking up a good 3% as we speak right now. But I'd like to thank Kunal as well as Sapna as well for joining in, and Pankaj, you too, for analyzing Cipla's numbers. Besides that, like we earlier mentioned,